Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield video. So, today we're looking at another paid mod. This is the Forgotten Expansion, or sorry, rather, Forgotten Frontiers POI expansion by Mad Monkey 119. So this mod aims to add 5 new handcrafted POIs to the game, which look pretty awesome just going off of the picture. So we have the volcanic caves, the mountaintop comm station, the underground research bunker, the abandoned fortified starport, and the industrial pumping station. So this is going to cost you 500 credits, which is about €5. It is five, not about. It's €5, $5, probably about £4.50. And in order to get this, you're going to need to buy the minimum of that. That's kind of the lowest price point of the credits. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so I did a little testing. I was waiting here and just refreshing the mission board for about 20-30 minutes. And I haven't gotten the missions to pop up, but I'm going to assume that they'll pop up. Hopefully,
Hope life is treating you
well, the mod author will probably comment, so if you want to let me know. Just, it is a case, I'm gonna assume it is. Just given by the, the screenshots and stuff, like the pictures, it's clearly very detailed. But yeah, so just assume that you can. Now, obviously, like I said, it's a bit tricky getting them to, you basically have to accept everything and then cancel them and then wait. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and cover, at least 3 of them, depending on how easy or hard they are to find. So we're going to go around and look for them. And, yeah, we will be right back. Alright, so I landed on a planet. This is my, 3rd planet to land on. And I see this POI, Forgotten Underground Bunker. Now, I'm going to assume that's one of the new locations, just because there is a location that references an underground bunker. Also, it's not using the usual POI symbol. That symbol, that's usually the symbol for when a ship lands. So we're going to head there, and obviously, if I don't come back looking at the bunker, Crimson has determined that it is actually vanilla, and he's an idiot. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep walking because I forgot to enable my goddamn rover, and we'll be back. All right, so this is one of those situations where Crimson's getting a little bit pedantic slightly. So obviously we'll know when we get there specifically, but in the description it does say that there's an underground research facility. Now, again, this could be me drawing a blank, but I don't think there is underground bunkers as base POI, so I'm assuming that's what it is. But the naming, if it is this, the naming is slightly different, which I mean, as you guys know, I'm very much against that personally. I know it's such a nitpick, yes, I'm aware. But okay, you know, this has to be. I've never seen this before in my life. So we enter it, and I'm like, never mind, we've seen this before. Underground bunker. Yeah, so this POI now, for clarification, whenever I do these testing, I have no other mods enabled, so yeah, we're gonna head in. This is pretty cool though. So it's like a little, got a little camp set up around it on the roof, on the above. Oh yeah, that's my hands. And then we got the bunker thing, and over here we have pipes that would be used for ventilation, but that's a bit problematic. Yeah, so let's head inside and see. That's the wrong button. Whoopsie, my bad. There we go. Yeah, so let's head inside. I don't think it's vanilla. Oh yeah, no, this is not vanilla. So yeah, just for future reference, obviously, to not only to this mod author, but to kind of other. All right, so yeah, so just to confirm, so as you see here, it says underground research bunker, which, I mean, that's kind of what it is, underground bunker, forgotten underground bunker. So I think just obviously for Monkey's benefit, but also for like other mod authors. When it comes to like naming and stuff, like try and get the kind of the naming as accurate as possible. Now I'm assuming that is a case where no digipix. Are you serious? Taking. I'm gonna assume that maybe it's like that it is actually named that in like the base files of the game. Um. So far this is very cool. I'm noticing it might be maze like. Oh yeah, no, this is custom by default. Very cool. I'm wondering if the if the enemy type is random each time you kind of find one of these POIs. Very, very cool. Can't run from me. This is very enemy dense, which is nice. If you're looking for a fight and kind of to kill some stuff, this is very cool. Is that a terminal? Broken. Nice. I think that's a kitchen. Rage. Rage? Oh, that's supposed to say something else. Ah, interesting. It's kind of funny that I'm gonna use these. Because Crimson does not have lockpicks. Oh, it was supposed to say storage. I was trying to figure out. I was like, what word would be rage? There's a lot of storage here. This is very cool. Got myself some ramen. Very nice. Apparently, I gotta. Yeah. Or not a kitchen. What would this be? A mess hall, I suppose. How dare you shoot me? Oh, dead person. I was expecting a kind of some of the jump out at me. This is very cool. Oh, we got a lot of food. Very cool. I always like when mod authors kind of put effort into the clutter and stuff, like just generic stuff like this, like food, drink, stuff like that. Just because you never know, like, depending on the difficulty you're playing on, this could be a lifesaver. Given that, like, this is a very enemy-dense area, it's also nice to kind of have that. Obviously, I'm playing on a lower difficulty just for testing purposes, because we're not here to test the enemies themselves. I'm assuming the enemies, like, they're not custom in that, like, there's just a chance of spawning your usual spacers, Ecliptic, or Crimson Fleet. Maybe robots. Very cool, though. Yeah. Oh. Oh my. Oh, someone did. Crap. Oh, terminal, any lore? Oh, yeah, we have lore. Cycle 4, new vault secured, fresh specimen obtained. Entry 1, L. Harper, the silent one, left kidney extracted, retained warmth beyond expected parameters, unusual hue observed. Scheduled evaluation in 3 lunar cycles, preservation anomaly suspected. Entry 2, G. Morales, eyes wide open. Right lung removed. Tissue density exceeds standard measurements. Texture uncommonly firm, resists decay and unsettling sense. As if it remembers. R. Singh, the one that blinked. Both eyes harvested, remarkable clarity, pupils dilate in low light without stimuli, anticipate extended viability. Uneasy feeling, they might still see. The heartbeat beats 10. Single heart valve obtained, faint pulsation persisted longer than projected, not for distribution or residual energy detected, further analysis required. S. Alvarez, the Whisperer, liver extracted, strained yet structurally sound, subtle metallic taste noted, traces of unidentified compound present. Interesting. Unnamed client, thymus glands specified, minuscule yet reputed for potent properties, unclear, but records must be kept. The Hollow Man demands solely hands, none for vault storage. Presence is disquieting. There's something off about him. The Laughing One requested skeleton segments, longitudinally divided, marked for immediate transport. The stains remain. They always return. So that's really cool, but also very creepy. So this is the Forgotten Bunker. So this is like behind, or like this existed like long, like beforehand, I'm assuming. I don't know if the Ecliptics kind of found it, but they were experimenting on people, but each of the people like had unique properties, which is kind of interesting. I love some of the are they, that kind of reminds me of these rockabilly. I think that's what they're called. I know it's like a American culture thing, but I think it's in other countries. I've seen like videos, and it's big in Japan, where people go around with like the leather outfits and stuff and the jeans. You're dead. You can do it, flesh. Sure. I'm a vampire. Keep exploring. This is very cool though. So it basically equates to you're getting five POIs. Each POI is around €1 or $1, which is really good value when you think about it, considering how like how in depth these POIs are so far. Oh, this. No pain, no gain, very nice. That's a cool base game, I think. Fuck me, who are you supposed to be? Stretch Armstrong? You up here? That's kind of cool though, because there's a second one underneath. Wait a minute. Is that custom? I don't remember there being military soldiers on them. Maybe they do exist, but that's very strange. I've never seen that before. Again, this is where the comics are like Crimson. That's been in the game since launch, you idiot. Alright. Are these like... I can't tell if these are like supposed to be cells or just rooms. And... yeah, so far I'm very impressed with this. Very cool. I'm also like, I'm a big fan of like the lore blurbs. Just because it kind of sets the tone of the location. You're kind of like learning like what happened here. The vent. Also, I like that Bethesda added the kind of the vent system in game, but I am so bad at sneaking, it's not even funny. Let's go back up top. Door is broken. Interesting. Oh, this is the storage room. I think. Or the... Oh, this is the top. I didn't. Well, that's a jump and a half. Maybe we do have jetpacks. All right, so this is the underground research bunker. Very, very cool. We're gonna go check out the next one, and we'll be right back. All right, Crimson from the future here to intervene and try and save you some time. So, past this point in the video, I have yet to find any new locations, and I've been recording. I started recording at like 1, and it's almost 5, so it's almost 5 hours recording. The only POI I could find was the bunker, and if you continue watching, you will, like, after this clip, basically, it'll just be me kind of trying to find the location, and a lot of kind of just me just kind of monologuing and talking about like things that I think that that POI mods in general could do. So obviously I would recommend, if you do like listening to me kind of yammer on and stuff, then by all means. But yeah, like this is definitely a very interesting mod, and like just going off of the pictures, it's very cool. Like you're basically getting 5 POIs for 500 credits, so $5, €5, which like 100 credits per POI, very, very nice. The only issue is, like I was saying, I've spent 5 hours trying to find the POIs, and I only found the initial one, the bunker, and I ended up finding the same bunker 4 times, I think, across the 5-hour playthrough, and I checked multiple locations. It does say that it is integrated to the bounty board system and the radiant missions. Now, I did some testing. I think I spent maybe like a half an hour just refreshing the bounty boards. I even got to the point where I was trying to figure out how to spawn multiple bounty boards. If someone knows how to do that, let me know in the comments, because I couldn't get working. But I didn't see any of the POIs pop up, which was kind of problematic. Now, if we look at another POI mod I did, which was Chaos Nerves mod that adds he did a procedural generation POI. That one did pop up quite frequently, actually. Now that to be fair, that's, you know, these are obviously 2 separate mods that do 2 separate things, but it makes me wonder. So I don't know if it is possible, and you'll hear me mention it a few times, like throughout the video, if you continue to watch. I don't know if it's possible for the mod authors to set the weight or the spawn chance or the spawn frequency of these POIs, but if it is possible, I think at the very least Monkey should set it as a gameplay option, or maybe a weight system, you know, like if you can tweak it. Because in my opinion, if you're, you know, you're buying a paid mod, or you're, you know, buying a product, you want to be able to access it immediately, or at least have a way to access it. So either a weight system, which would probably be, I don't know how plausible it is. I'm just assuming that there is a way to set the spawn chance, because when I did review Chaos Nerves mod, I tended to find his ones quite frequently. Now, the thing is, if that is impossible, at the very least, I think that with this mod, and anyone who is, this is to anyone who's doing POI mods, I would say have set locations, at least 1 for each. Like, you know, like there's 5 mods, or there's 5 locations, so like there should be a predetermined like let's say there's a set location of one in New Atlantis, a set location of another in Aquila, set location of one in Bessel, just so that you're able to go and check them out, for obviously for the purposes of being able to play and see, like, okay, this is a cool mod, I like these locations. But also for like people like say for instance people who are doing reviews and stuff, so that it's easier for us to showcase. I was a little let down that I couldn't get them to spawn, because like for instance the volcano, the underground volcano POI sounds awesome, and the starport one looked amazing from the pictures, but obviously, yeah. So that's pretty much it. In its current state, and like obviously like I said, the video will keep going anyway, and you can kind of see me slowly again start talking to myself, and yeah, not like the it's not like some mods where, you know, like I slowly lose my sanity at how, you know, certain mods were built, because obviously this mod just, you know, like you look at the pictures, you know, the one POI we did go to was very nice. It's just more so me kind of realizing that with a mod like this, it is quite tricky by default, just like setting it all up. But in its, and again, I don't usually, even though like with these paid mods, I do say like, is it worth it? Generally, I don't give my opinion on like whether I think you should buy it or not, unless it's a paid mod that I think is quite low caliber. Then I usually will say I don't think it's worth it in the current. That being said, although this mod, it's very clear that the mod author Monkey has put a lot of effort into it. I think that there's kind of two ways you can kind of look at purchasing it. If you are the sort of person where you explore constantly, you like the loop of gameplay and stuff, and you want to add 5 awesome POIs, and you don't really care like when you come across them, you explore enough that you will eventually probably come across them, then yes, by all means, it's definitely worth it just because of the POIs themselves. But if you're the sort of person who like, you're kind of sick of the POIs in Starfield currently, you've kind of ran through them enough and you're like looking for some immediate content to mess around with, if you're that inclined currently, I probably wouldn't recommend this mod because of how RNG it is. Now, saying that, like I said, RNG, which means random number generator, you could download this mod and within a half an hour of playing, you could find all 5 of the POIs. That's the thing. That's why I want to stress that I'm not like this. I'm not dogging on the mod author. I do think that it would be nice if, like I said, if the mod author was to make kind of preset locations for them, just so you can experience them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So obviously at this point you can probably click off, but I would please don't. Listen to me rant. No, I'm joking. It's up to you guys anyway. But yeah, I suppose the other thing I will say, and I do kind of mention it like later on at the end of the video when I kind of like finish the initial review. The other thing too is there was an inkling suspicion in the back of my mind that maybe the mod's not working properly. Now again, I say that with very, very loosely because I'm not going to make any accusation because one, I am not a modder and I don't know how to prove that because it does come down to RNG. I do find it very strange that I come across out of the mod, the only POI I found was the bunker, and the bunker was four times I found it. That was the only one. The other thing, a little nitpick, the naming annoyed me a little bit, just because I believe in if we really quickly look, creations, and this is something you'll hear me say it a few times in the video, but I feel like I need to stress it. So for example, you have underground research bunker. In game, it is not called the underground research bunker. It's called the forgotten bunker. I believe. I know that it doesn't, it's not exactly that. Now, you may say, Crimson, like, what's the issue? It's a small nitpick. But you have to realize that when you're looking for specific POIs, and already off the bat, the name of the POI doesn't match the name in the description, it starts to kind of make me look more like I had to get up Inara and start double checking things. Like, one of the ones was the Mountaintop comm station. I had to check a couple of locations. Like, there is a comm station in the game, but it's not called the Mountaintop one. And I had to double check to basically see, like, is that vanilla? Is it not vanilla? And I'm assuming the mod author made sure that none of the locations are named after already existing locations. The one thing I did note, and I can't confirm if it's like that with all of them, all of the locations, but the bunker did actually have a unique symbol. So when you try to look for it initially, before you scan it, it has the little kind of H or like the N that looks like a kind of a structure. And then when you click on it, it'll change to the symbol of the flag, which is usually the ship landing. So at least you know that it's okay, like that's clearly new. That's not, because none of the base structures have that symbol. So if they all have that symbol, all the better. I would say it would probably, again, if the mod author doesn't go the route of adding like preset locations, if they do have a kind of a system where they can increase the spawn chance, it would be handy if, for instance, it had a unique icon even before you scan. Like, instead of it being like the kind of the N that's like structure, maybe it was just like FF, like Forgotten Frontiers. So okay, that's clearly from the mod. because it would help. Because even like I say, like people who like are gonna download this just and want to add it to their mod list, kind of, you know, let's say they're making a massive a kind of a, like, let's say like a gameplay mod list where they're adding like a load of POIs, load of weapons, different enemies, and it would just be handy just so you know, like, okay, this is clearly from a mod. Because there has been times in the past where I have went to do a review of something and I'm 90% sure that something is from a mod, but turns out it's vanilla. But that's pretty much it. Like, this is a quite long video, and by this point, realistically, you could tune off because there's nothing really else. I don't actually find any of the other POIs. I just tend to kind of talk about things and just yammer on. But that's pretty much it. If you're going to continue watching the video, thank you. I appreciate it. If you're not, understandable. I too don't know if I'd like to spend my Sunday morning / afternoon listening to an Irish person ramble on about trying to figure out if that POI is vanilla or not. But yeah, thanks for watching, regardless, guys. And as always, it is a cool mod. It's just, I think it's got some tweaks that it needs to fix. Maybe not it specifically, but just the way the POI system. Yeah. Bye-bye. If you are the sort of what is that one? If you are the sort of person where... And there's one, processing plant. I've never seen that one before. Maybe I... Oh, wait, like, if you, the thing is, if you're the sort of person where you don't really care too much about, like, when it pops up, you're like, I don't, you know, as long as it pops up at some point in my playthrough, I'm good. Then, you know, it's a GG, I suppose. But if you are someone who, like, kind of wants to get their... That's the total bounce. But if you are somebody like me who, when you're buying these mods, you kind of want to get access to them almost immediately, just to kind of, you know, because it's the new content. So you might be slightly SOL. Industrial post? Industrial post, it's called? Alright, so I'm going to really quickly just run to this one, and if I'm not back, it was a vanilla, and we're going to keep searching. As we're still exploring, one thing I will say, it does seem like this mod has custom, not custom, but like unique symbols for the each POI, which I do like. I feel like in the base game, usually POIs are like they use there's a couple of symbols. And I like that these basically, once you discover them, they have like the little symbol that looks like a ship landing. But I do kind of wish that the base symbol was like a little bit different. So you see how, like, I just looked at there, it's like a little H symbol basically until you've like clicked on it, and then once you've clicked on it, it changes. Just because, what is it? That's something. The radio tower. What's that over there? That's more than likely that's it. It's there. Yeah, we're gonna obviously we're gonna keep looking though, because I want to get at least another. I was hoping to, you know, cover most. Oh, there's a planet. Hoping to cover most of them, but it does seem like I could be literal hours here. Which again, like, obviously don't take that as a kind of a, because obviously the thing is with these paid mods, usually with paid mods these days, I don't really give my opinion specifically unless the paid mod is lacking when you take into the consideration the price. Like, generally when like a paid mod like this, like, it seems quite good, I tend to kind of not really voice my opinion on, you know, whether you should or shouldn't get it, because it's the sort of thing where, like, there is there, you know, like, it's up to you if you like what you see or if you don't. Industrial rig. That's new to me, but it's not new. Over there. Vacations. Is this already found? Oh, it's the communication. Like, yeah, like obviously just going off of what hills. Only hills on this planet. Just going off of the like, you know, the first POI and like exploring it, like it's very clear that the mod author did some amazing work. Is it abandoned industrial compound? I know that, hold a second there. That symbol is different. I can do some quick checking to make sure it is or isn't. Alright, so yeah, so I just checked. That is not. That's a custom location. Although I really hope that the mod author hasn't Santi Desert hasn't opted to kind of name the because even to me, who is a bit of a Starfield veteran when it comes to stuff, there's POIs that are vanilla that I did not realize were vanilla. So I'm assuming, like with Monkey and any of the mod authors really who make POIs, they kind of go in and check and make sure the names don't conflict beforehand. Anything else? Lanes. Searching. I haven't seen them pop up. I haven't seen them like appear on the planet. But again, that doesn't mean that they don't, and hopefully Monkey will be able to kind of give some information on whether or not exactly they can pop up on the planet. Honestly, I think what I might have to do is I might have to go back to the method of just refreshing the vendors. Pipeline Station, Yellow Vanilla. Dogstar Factory. I got excited there for a second just because one of the ones is up really high. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep searching, and if I still can't find it, I'm gonna just go and farm the events or the missions to see if we'll be back. I'm gonna cry. I found the third location, but it's also the same fucking bunker. And so I'm taking that as a sign that I'm gonna go and potentially farm the POIs missions. I was actually thinking, and again, this is just Crimson kind of spitballing, so like if it's not accurate, maybe. But I do think that if you are a mod author and you're like doing POIs and stuff, if you are doing like, say for instance, like with this mod specifically, like it'd be cool if they made it so that there was at least one location, like one planet, had like a guaranteed POI spawn for each of them, so you could actually go and like find them for both testing purposes and also if you just want to check them out. No POIs. Going back a boy. Because again, just to make it kind of, I'm not jumping. I haven't. Oh, apparently I was jumping. Again, just because it would make and dunes. I've been in First Forest. I don't think I've been. Would it kill you, Bethesda, to have a goddamn biome counter? I know how many biomes are in the game. Tracking control center. See, I don't. It sounds new, but I don't think it is. Just purely based off of the unfinished hangar. Check. Alright, so either I am the most unluckiest person ever, or these POIs aren't in the game. I've just found the same, the underground bunker POI. This is, I think, the fourth time I found it. I even like went into like the details of assuming like, oh, maybe the volcano one spawns in volcanoes. So I basically have been like running through the volcano areas, like resetting the the ground location over and over and over, and I just can't get it to spawn. So the kind of the yeah, the more I kind of the longer I spend exploring, the more I kind of realize that, at least for in my opinion, people may disagree, you're free to, with these sort of POI mods, I'm not just talking about this one in particular, but this is a good example, especially when you're paying for them, that there should be either a way to kind of set a system, like a wait system, so that, you know, they're more likely to spawn, or just having like at least one dedicated location for each POI. Like you could have one marked on Narian, one in, well, maybe not Narian, one in like New Atlantis. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, my, are you serious, game? Game. What the fuck? Alright. Well, I can definitely tell you that this mod does definitely have the Forgotten Underground book. And again, I'm not trying to, like, no disrespect towards the mod author. The thing is, with anything like this, it's always, it's like random RNG, you know, random number generator. You could download this mod and literally the first POI you find could be the one you're looking for, you know, one of the new ones. But you could also have a situation like me where you basically have been spending over the last, what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours trying to find more locations to kind of show off. Anything over here? All right. I'm afraid we might have to call it there. Do like 2 more rotations of Poland. Because yeah, like, see, the tricky thing is, I'll try something briefly just to see if I can spawn in the POI. I don't know if I can. I'll probably end up breaking my game, but we'll see. Because the thing is, I don't want to go here and say, oh, you know, these POIs don't spawn, because I don't know that. That would be an egregious lie. But I will say that it's becoming kind of increasingly frustrating that I'm like searching and searching, and it's not. I'm getting nothing new aside from the one initial one. All right, so I'm gonna really quickly. I'm gonna check, see if I can spawn it, and we'll be right back. So I think I've spent probably more than enough time just kind of exploring, and I can't find any bar the first POI I found, and I found that multiple times. I've checked like different locations, like I've basically been like refreshing. I'm currently in New Atlantis. I've like refreshed different kind of biomes, like probably over a dozen times per biome, and I still can't get a spawn. We're gonna have to just call it here, sadly. But yeah, like I've kind of been saying, I've been rambling. Like it's a very cool mod. And it's very clear the mod author has like put some amazing effort into it, because just going off of the first POI, it's really cool. And there's like obviously 4 other ones, so like 100 credits per is like, it's a really good deal. Now the issue is the spawning. I don't personally like the idea of like random, even though that's the whole point of the POI system. It's always meant to be random, and I do get that. But I feel like when I'm paying for a product, be it, you know, a paid mod or whatever, I kind of want to have like somewhat immediate access, or at least a kind of a method to show like, okay, you need to do this. Like, I think that this mod could definitely benefit from either having like a kind of in the gameplay option, having a wait system where you can set the spawn chance of the different habs, which I don't know how plausible that is given this mod. I know some mods do that, but the kind of the probably the simpler solution for both the mod author, you know, and kind of just in general, would be to make it so that each of the POIs have a preset location as well as the random chance. Like, let's say the bunker could spawn on New Atlantis, the volcano could spawn at Aquila, you know, like just a predetermined so that you can go and straight away explore just to see what it's like. The thing is too, and again, I don't want to ever say anything. I don't like to be like negative, even when it comes to mods that are negative. So and I just want to clarify. I don't think that a lot of this I don't think is the modder's fault. Monkey, I don't think it's your fault. Just the way Bethesda does the POI system. But at the same time, the fact that I've kind of like refreshed the POIs and seen all of the POIs in game, not all of them, you know, and the 4 times I found POIs from the mod, it was the same POI. It makes me wonder, like, is there something wrong with the mod? Now, again, this is just a kind of an open-ended question. If the mod monkey, if you want to clarify, you know, or be like, no, the mod works fine, you just got unlucky, because that is the thing. It could be me just getting unlucky. But these kind of mods where like add the POI locations, they're kind of tricky to kind of do it anyway. Like there's been a few I've looked at in the past that have added kind of single POIs and stuff. And generally speaking, they've been kind of tricky. Now, the one thing I will say, another POI mod by Chaos Nerd, there was I did a review of their mod that added kind of procedurally generated POIs. And I know for a fact they were added, they were visible and they were quite easy to find. Now I don't know if that was just because the POI was procedurally generated that they're like it was like over like say like a dozen or 2 dozen locations that are kind of similar. But I know that when I went into the mission board, the bounty board, I was able to find them easily. I couldn't find these ones, although it does say in the description that they are added to the bounty board and to Radiant Quests. But yeah, like regardless, it's a very cool mod. And like I think in its current state, again, no disrespect to the fuck did you get up here? All right, I'm gonna keep my monologue. You stay there. Make me shoot you. I do think that like again, it's not inherently. I don't think it's the mod author's fault, but I do think that if there was a way to, like that the mod author either had set it so that you know there's a higher. All right, you're just asking for it. Like if the mod author was able to add a gameplay option in the gameplay settings where you could increase the chance of spawn or have like predetermined locations, I think it'd be an instant buy, 100% instant buy. Just because like looking at the pictures and it does kind of annoy me, but like, and it's kind of partially why like this recording has been going on. Like I've been recording for several hours now, partly because I wanted to get to see some of the other ones. Like looking at the pictures, I really want to see the spaceport one and the volcano one. So again, it's not just, you know, I'm not like trying to be like overly negative with this stuff. And again, it's my opinion. People may disagree. Like I know some people would probably like the idea of, you know, like you buy it and it's there, you know, like you might have come across it, it adds a bit of spice, but it doesn't kind of throw it in your face, which is perfectly fine. My only real, like I said, my only concern with the whole like it being tied to RNG is like I have no way of knowing if the mod is fully functioning on my end. Now when I do my testing, I don't have any other mods enabled. This is a fresh save where every time I enable a mod, it's the first time a mod is enabled. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, I test this on I test this on PC. I haven't tested on Xbox, but let me know if you, first of all, let me know if you have gotten this mod and you have gotten like other locations, which kind of will probably just say then that my RNG is poor. And if you have played it on Xbox, let me know. I don't really see there being like any real difference. Like, you know, like thing is usually like when it comes to mods that tend to cause problems on Xbox, it's usually mods that are kind of very specific. Like some of the parts mods can, because a lot of the time mod authors aren't really aware, but with paid mods, like I'm assuming Monkey knows what he's doing, so I don't really see there being any issue. But that's pretty much it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and catch you in the next one. Bye bye.